2,980 pounds, the ultra popular Murphy bed rear bath couples camp and no slide dream machine of a Rockwood GeoPro 19 FD here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is, at the time of this filming, a newly updated generation where the 12-volt TV package and the solar panel on the roof are now standard versus optional, as is the case in previous generations. Beyond that, there's been a slight fabric update. It's a little more gray, a little less brownish, because it was kind of a browny grayish before. One question people had, because the 19 FBS now has a front windshield inset into the nose cap. They were like, well, is that going to be in the 19 FD? And the answer is no. The reason being, the Murphy bed would block it during the day, which is the bulk of the time a windshield's going to be useful. And then at night, you're probably going to draw the privacy shade. However, if you really want a front windshield, this is the same size nose cap as the 19 FBS. There's probably a very good chance that we could custom order one like that from the factory level. However, understand it's probably going to be, and I'm shooting from the hip here, just based on pure experience, somewhere between $300 to $500 more money for something you're probably not really going to get to enjoy the benefit thereof. To each their own. And it's funny, what was old is new again. These lighter, brighter decors, they're very popular in residentials. The whites and the grays, like you're looking at here, are very popular. Now, these fabric tones are one of the very few visible, discernible updates on this GeoPro, which I'm calling Generation 3, as compared to the previous generation, which, you know, obviously would be Generation 2. Never mind. The cool thing about this one is during the day, you just get this nice living space. But this has the Rockwood Murphy bed, which is one of the very best in the industry. So during the day, we have the living space and the comfort of a camper with a slide out, basically. It kind of has the same amount of spacious open area here. But at night, this thing converts into a bed. Now, Rockwood is really the creator of the modern one-piece folding Murphy bed, where you don't have to make the bed every morning and every night. And it's no surprise that here in tiny campers, they're still doing it better than everybody. And this is all the harder it is. Now, for safety's sake, I don't know if you heard that click, but it does lock into place. What you have to do is down here, there's a little pull handle. You pull that out to disengage the lock, and then you lift it back up. Now, this is self-strutted. You don't have to be, you know, like He-Man to lift this thing up. You don't have to be on the world's strongest man competitions. And then you fold this back down, and congratulations. That is exactly all it takes to convert this thing from, you know, daytime to nighttime arrangements effectively. Now, a couple key notes from there. What you're going to find on the windows, with the exception of the kitchen window, where you will find a metallic mini blind, which is there for fire code, by the way. If the window is too close to a fire source, you have to use those. Is you'll find the nicer blackout like roller shades, and these things can just blot out the sun effectively, and you see that they slow rise up and they don't go wham or and that's a scientific term anyway. So let's start from the top and work our way down now. And this has a very nice open vaulted ceiling. So for reference, guys, I'm 6'2", I'm wearing a hat. I can walk straight under this air conditioner and the knobs that hang down, absolutely no problem. My head's not going to bump into this thing. That's because this has a 5-inch vaulted roof inside to give you that extra headroom, which is way more than you typically get in most single-axle little campers. Now, they are using a really aggressive LED lighting package in here. You can see the intensity on those bulbs when you click them. It really lights up. Plus, all the windows and the lighter decor, woo, it brightens right up in here, and it makes this little thing not feel so little. So again, very modern and residential in their color palette, and completely carpetless. All your GeoPros are completely carpetless, so they are just extremely easy cleaning. Now here, your main door is also a window. A lot of your more premium trailers have gone to something like this, where it is a real window that you can actually look out of, and you want to look out toward your campsite more often than not anyway. Plus there is a interior draw shade, a night shade that you can pull down in there. Now taking a look over here in the kitchen, there's actually a lot more to the kitchen area than would initially meet the eye. Starting below, we have a countertop extension that can flip up for you. And that does need to flip up and down because the Murphy bed would collide with it. So when it is bedtime, you will need to put that away. But during the daytime, it's just extended countertop space, and it makes a perfect little stand where, like, if you have a drink in your hand sitting on the sofa, you have a place to set that down. Nicer stainless sink and recessed tempered glass stovetop right here, which, it's funny, they've been using the stovetop for years in the Rockwood A-frame hardside pop-ups very successfully. They're the most, Rockwood's also not just the #1 laminated ultralight travel trailer producer, but the #1 folding camper or pop-up camper manufacturer on the market. They're #1 in 2 categories, and they have been for a long time now. So we got that plywood box drawer. Now there is an option for an oven. You can build this with an oven here in the kitchen, but you are going to sacrifice all of that storage to get there. And that's one of those things that I just haven't had a lot of people say they're really interested in doing. Now, like all Rockwoods, your overhead cabinets up here are self-strutted so that they hold themselves open, which is nice, so you don't need to juggle it open with your head. Over here, very efficient use of space. You have a 5 cubic foot gas and electric traveling friendly refrigerator freezer, and because there is a freezer pocket in the top area there with your microwave above, so that all of your, you've got a full function kitchen here, just kind of condensed down into less space. And that's really what this thing does. Considering it's 20 foot total tip to tail, including tongue and bumper, I'd say they nailed it right here. Hashtag nailed it. Now, one thing I failed to mention is that the cabinetry in here is pocket screwed, just like all the other Rockwood cabinetry. It will stay together better, stronger, longer. Now, I talked about how I can walk under that air conditioner, but this is an optional piece of equipment right here. And again, you're going to find that we put this on all the 19-foot Geo Pros here. If you don't want the AC, if you're really going to boondock and you're never going to use this, that's fine. You can give us a call and we'll order one and build one for you like that. But the only time we ever had somebody do that, they brought it back to us and put an air conditioner on it anyway. So this is a full 13,500 BTU air, just like a big, like 2-3 slide trailer or something like that. So awesome airflow in here. The 12-volt TV is now standard, and I think that's really smart because this is a Boondock Specialist trailer, and the TV was an expensive upgrade, but it's a 12-volt TV with an integrated DVD player. Because if you notice, this is Bluetooth and stereo with an HDMI input, which is cool, but the DVD player is actually part of the TV itself. So you are getting a full entertainment package right here. That's your solar monitor, by the way. I like this big dinette window. It's hard to find RVs nowadays that have seating with a window on the door side. So you've got a cool little couples camping arrangement right here. Obviously, you've got a pull-out drawer under that dinette. There is not storage under this bench because there are things there, facilities and systems. And it's primarily a couples camper, but if you've got a big dog or a grandkid, this thing, as you see, can easily flip down into a little single bed. Like I said, just enough for one of the littles or a big dog, because a little kid and a big dog, they're basically the same thing, aren't they? Now, again, the interior fabric decor here has changed a little bit. It's still got a leatherette touch to it, but I don't know, it's got a little different texture to it. And Rockwood uses such better guts in their foams and whatnot, it's not even funny. Bathroom door is purposely slotted here because they do use a nicer, larger max air vent fan in this to give you that superior airflow. Especially nice if you are going to be boondocking it. And back here, they have a big old chunk of storage. That's a technical term, big old chunk of storage. So extra dry goods, in a way this could kind of be effectively like a pantry of sorts. And a real medicine cabinet, not just a mirror glued to the wall. And all the little Rockwood doing Rockwood things, like there is a little towel ring on the left side of the bathroom as you walk in. The sink and the counter space, they're not the biggest in the world, but this is a tiny camper. They did what they could. But by including the little extra like toothbrush holder and stuff, they've maximized that. So pardon my jacket and my umbrella. It is kind of a rainy, drizzly day today, but it's not cold. So I'm trying to stay dry, but I'm sweating whenever I put that thing on. And up here, not only do you have shower surround paneling, but even that extra little caddy, that shower caddy right there, to keep your shampoos and stuff, from falling on the floor constantly. And it also means that you don't have to reach around the curtain to grab them from the countertop right here. It's nice to have all that stuff in here, but not in a way that doesn't occupy extra countertop space. And the laminated roof plus that skylight make this pretty friendly. I'm 6 foot tall. If you're much taller than me, you're going to be doing a fair amount of ducking in this shower. I'm 6'2"-ish, but it's a little cramped for me right now. But so you just have to measure how often am I going to be in the shower for how long versus the size of the trailer that I'm willing to take home. If you want a little more headroom, you should look at something like a Rockwood Mini Lite or any of the other campers we have here at Haylett RV. But this tiny camper here, again, it's built with size and weight and overall height in mind. The TV and the interior decor, again, slightly touched up, but at the time of this filming, what I'm calling Generation 3 Geos, G3 Geo. Outside on this one, you're not going to see too much of a difference. Again, you could probably option in a custom built front windshield into that nose cap, since it is available in the 19 FPS. It's going to cost a few extra $100 and it's not going to do you much good, but I know people are going to ask about that because front windshields are just all the rage right now. So 20 feet tip to tail. When you look at the spec sheet, people go, yeah, but is that 20 feet just the box? No, it's tip of the tongue, back of the bumper, 20 feet. That's the maximum length they wanted to build Geo Pros, because that is a magic number for getting things in and around and parked. Sometimes people ask if they could do this or that inside the camper. Often it would extend the RV past their target zone for this. Wow, we have a lot to cover. Where do I begin? Let's just start right up front and working our way here. We've got a simple side mount solar prep in addition to the roof mounted solar. So this actually has the ability to have two different solar things going at the same time, to have two different batteries going at the same time. All LED tail and marker lights. They are brighter, safer, last longer. Especially the tail lights flash a millisecond faster on the highway, but that translates into up to 5 feet of additional stopping time for the folks behind you. 4-corner stabilizer jacks. Not all single axle campers have that. Some lack front jacks, and partner, you really want those. Another little Rockwood doing Rockwood things, as I like to call it, and what I mean by that is they never do enough. They always do way more than enough. They do it all. That's why they're not the least expensive camper, you know, but these things are beautiful. This is very similar to like a 185 Apex or a 195 J-Flight or a 16 FQ, very similar to a 16 FQ Wolf Pup, but it's significantly more money because there's a lot more stuff going on to it. Like the little extra wheel up front here, so that when you get home you can kind of park it in your wherever you want in your destination. The more ride stable steps over here with the adjustable feet make this thing so that when people come and go out of the camper, the whole body of the camper doesn't rock and roll around. You have an anti-slam door so it won't go wham against the side, and it actually has a keyless entry door pad on that as well, so if you are going to go out biking and kayaking or whatever, hiking even, you don't have to worry about accidentally losing your keys. Now, a lot of people with these Geo Pros have been interested in adding those, the tongue-mounted bike racks, and they're very cool. And the reason that we don't build them onto this from the factory is because we can add them aftermarket for the exact same money. So if you're interested, let us know. And those people who don't want it, you're not going to have to pay the cost for the price that do, or the people that do, you know. There are two significantly different construction elements on the entire Geo Pro family as compared to any other Rockwood travel trailer or fifth wheels. The first is AZDEL, and you can't see it, and Rockwood does a very poor job of even telling people that it's present. In fact, if you look at their website, I don't know if they even mention it. It's a huge miss on their part, I think, because it's a massive benefit to this camper. It is the reason why this 7.5 wide narrow body, easy towing camper is 2,980 pounds and not 32 to 3,300. In addition to the aircraft style chassis on here, that Bal Norco chassis. Those two things help keep the weight of this camper in check. Neither of those two things make this RV less expensive. But again, this isn't built to be the least expensive one. If you kind of like a floor plan like this, but you want to save money, look at that Wolf Pup, the 16 FQ. But if you want the one with all the trimmings, but you just want it small, that's who this one is right here. Now, the nose cap actually sleeves over the roof, and even though it's wet up there, I'm probably going to end up taking a jaunt up there because it does have a walkable roof, and I think that's important for people to get to see and experience here. The windows are all obviously heavily UV tinted. I have the lights on inside. You can't see them. And that's also keeping out sun and heat. and it's also keeping out nosy neighbors. And it does protect the seals under the UV tinted window panes. Black tank flush and full outside hot and cold shower near your whole hookup and utility station here. And these are fully self-contained, by the way, no cassette toilets or anything like that. You've got, you know, full fresh gray black holding tanks. We are backup camera ready, just like the tongue-mounted bike rack. That is something that we can option on for you, or pardon me, add aftermarket here for you at Haylett RV for the exact same cost as they can do it from the factory. And a roof ladder on the back, you know. That, again, it's a walkable roof, so why not make it easy to access? Very few single axle campers have a rear ladder on the back like that. Guys, don't strap stuff to the ladder. That is not a smart decision. It throws the whole towing geometrics off, basically, and these ladders are not built with cargo in mind. And I know that Rockwood has offered in the past a ladder-mounted bike rack. We have had nothing to do with that. It is just such a poor idea because people will overload it all the time. So, a couple things. It's been raining today, so I did not set up the little side mount table here, but before we get there, this does have a power awning with LED lighting, and you can also see that bigger entry handle for easier coming and going. But it includes also a galvanized rolled steel removable outside sort of utility shelf, table, whatever. And it also includes a Coleman camp grill that, you know, does all your outside cooking for you here, basically. And that does not require being hooked up into the camper's propane system. However, if you do prefer a type of grill, or you want to bring a second grill or something that does connect to the camper's propane system, Rockwood did both. They gave you both the free-floating Coleman grill and an outside propane connection. Because again, Rockwood doing Rockwood things. Rockwood believes in and instead of or. Okay, what I'm doing right now is foolish and ill-advised. Not so much the walking on the roof part. That doesn't scare me at all on here. And I weigh just shy of 200 pounds right now, just to give you a reference point. It doesn't flex. It's okay. Fully walkable roof. This is, however, wet and very heavily arched and slippery. And very stupid what I'm doing. So please don't try this at home. Kids, if you're watching, because I know a lot of kids watch this, don't do what your Uncle Josh is doing. Anyway, so I wanted to show you a couple things up here. One, the fact that it is walkable. Two, the heavy-handed nature of Rockwood's sealing process. They over-seal stuff just to make sure you don't have any issues. And this is also kind of a good way to get to see how the nose cap sleeves over the roof. The roof actually goes up to like here, so there is an overlap, very common in motorhome construction to prevent leaks. You can see we've got the roof-mounted solar package right here. The idea behind that, again, for just ideal boondocking use. The air conditioner is a optional piece of equipment that we apply to pretty much all these 19-footers. Only one time has any customer ever special ordered it without one. Then they came back later and had it added and kicked themselves for it. It's also a low profile to help keep the overall exterior height of this camper from getting any taller, because actually that max air vent fan in the back is the tallest point of the camper, not even the AC. Two other little things I want to look at. First of all, you see that this does have that max air vent cover. Ooh, this is sketchy. I should not be walking up here. The Wi-Fi Ranger. That's basically a built-in router for the RV to give you better, easier access to mobile data sources, whether it be cellular or local Wi-Fi that you can hook into and then signal repeat. And then this little guy. This is your 360 Siphon Cap. Long story short, it gives you superior air, exhaust, and recycling in the black holding tank for odor control purposes, because nobody wants to deal with a backflow of odors through the toilet into the RV from the black tank. This helps prevent that. So short of that, hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. We do it all at Haylett RV, so you don't have to, but we don't do hidden dealer fees. So take care, stay safe, have fun, happy camping, everyone, and I hope you appreciate the dedication to walking around up here. This is not smart.